Welcome everyone to BlendKit 2015. I'm Sue Bauer. Today I have with me my co-facilitator, Rohan Jawala, and we also have John Pizzo, our production manager for the webinar. I'm going to be turning it over to Rohan in a few minutes, but first I have some material I'm going to discuss. We're going to try to use our time efficiently today, the best that we can, and we've scheduled this webinar for about 30 minutes. First, a big welcome and a thank you to all of our participants for joining us in BlendKit 2015. Rohan and I have been very excited to watch the enrollment rise and our kickoff date finally arrive. All right, let's go ahead and start with some logistics. Thank you for those who've already gone in and completed the poll questions. If you wish to complete the polls now, please go ahead and access the file with the URL that's currently being displayed. Go ahead and open it in a separate browser, but stay with us so you can hear us and listen in to the Google Hangout. We're going to review some of the poll data in just a few minutes. Also, we are going to be mindful of our asynchronous participants as we go forward over the next 5 weeks. So to that end, we have prepared participant input polls via Google Docs so that those accessing the live session or the recordings of the sessions will be able to respond and see the responses of others. Again, whether you're attending live or the recorded session, please go ahead and interact with the polls. From past experience, we know that over time, far more people are going to start accessing the sessions after the fact than the number who are going to be able to join us in the real time. So this is kind of a nice strategy to keep everybody involved. So going forward, if possible, we ask that if you're attending the Monday webinar that you complete the polls prior to entering our Google Live Hangout, or access the poll prior to watching the weekly webinar asynchronously. All right, if you're viewing the session asynchronously, please visit the link and also complete the poll. You can go ahead and enter your responses to the poll, but don't hit submit yet. You'll use the form to record your responses to all the polls for today's session. Leave the form open until the end of the session, and then you can hit submit. Once you hit submit, you'll be able to view the submissions for everyone who's completed the form. How about that? That being said, let's see what the folks who have joined us live have said in response to the first 2 poll questions. So give me a second, and I'm going to go over and get our latest data. Okay, so our first poll question. Have you taught a blended reduced seat time course before? It looks like we have about 26% are saying yes. We have 61% saying no, they have not taught one before. So that's kind of exciting. We've got a little bit of each category going there. How about poll number 2? Do you plan to teach a new blended learning course within the next year? Oh, we're pretty much 50-50 on this one, with a little bit more saying yes than saying no. Okay, please note here that the term blended course is understood differently in different contexts. We are trying to encourage the more rigorous definition of a reduction in class meeting time. All right, so based on the first 2 polls in which you told us a bit about your background and your plans regarding blended learning, let's look more concretely at why you are participating here in the BlendKit 2015. Let me go ahead and pull up our poll number 3. All right, great. Thank you so much for all this input. I see that there's quite a few are looking forward to the resources that we're going to provide. Some of you are excited to have a learning community to collaborate with. Some of you really want to work with us because you are developing a blended learning course right now. And then some say they're just curious with MOOCs. All right, great. Thanks. Thanks again. Okay. Again, with these polls, if you do select other, we'd appreciate if you could elaborate upon this in the form and tell us about maybe your special circumstances. Again, if you are asynchronously accessing this session, you can fill out the form there as well. Okay, so that kind of gives you an introduction to how we're going to use polls for the course. Please complete the remainder of the survey and submit to view responses. I'm also going to go ahead and take a look again after this session ends and see what additional information we've got. Let's go ahead and move forward now and take a big picture look at where we are. We are launching today a MOOC, an open online course focused on blended learning. All of the materials we're using are available publicly on the web all the time, beyond the closing of the MOOC even. Rohan is going to Rohan will elaborate this a little bit more in his session. However, during this 5-week period, we're focusing attention and structuring some opportunities for engagement and interactions with like-minded others. We're facilitating an experience around these materials. Okay, I have confession to make. I have been a MOOC failure, but I have also successfully been a MOOC completer. It's tough for me, or I guess a lot of people, when you're not necessarily held accountable for completion. So I want to chat just briefly about some strategies that I've used for success. So the first one is plan your time. Take a look at the course expectations and plan time each week so that you can work on them. And if something comes up, which I'm sure it will, don't just use that reserved MOOC time. Make sure that if you use it, you also at that time schedule kind of a makeup time, and then you can go ahead and bail on your current schedule. The second one I want to talk about is get involved in the MOOC. Become active on the course discussion site, attend the live sessions if you can, build a learning community if possible. You may even want to create a group discussion to use, and use all these resources that you can get involved. Number 3, write about your MOOC. Tell your friends, or talk about your MOOC, sorry, write or talk. Tell your friends, tell your family, and your coworkers what you're doing. Let them see your excitement and help to be your cheerleader as you're going through our MOOC. And finally, celebrate. Celebrate your weekly successes. Each step gets you closer to completing. When you've completed the weekly requirements, celebrate. Buy yourself a cup of coffee, or post a quick tweet about BlendKit2015 and your accomplishments, and I promise we'll make sure we help you celebrate. Okay, now that you're ready for success, let's talk about your choices for participating. Participating in BlendKit 2015. Well, you have several participation levels available, so let's start with our highest achiever. We have the completers. Completers are registrants who earn at least 1 badge for each of the 5 course topics during the course. Then you may choose to be a participant, a registrant who earns between 1 and 5 badges during the course. And maybe you're just an auditor. You want to receive and observe course communications, but you don't necessarily want to earn a badge. Well, I keep talking about badges. So what are badges? Okay, each week you will have an option to earn several badges by completing the weekly activities. Again, each week you'll have the option to earn several of these badges, and by the end of the course, you could have multiple badges under the same activity topic. Things you could do would be a blog post, readings, the info stream, the DIY tasks, so all of those are different activities that could earn you a weekly topic badge. Okay, the next we have the BlendKit completion badge. Well, how do you get that? Well, that's kind of the all-encompassing badge. So if you want the BlendKit completion badge, then you'll need at least 1 badge from each of the weekly topic categories. And you can kind of see that above in my diagram. So if you can get 1 of each of those weekly topic badges, then you get the BlendKit completion badge. All right, and finally, another very exciting option that we have for you is the EDUCAUSE badge and certificate. This is a separate opportunity from the course MOOC badging. If you select to pursue the UCF EDUCAUSE Certified Blended Learning Designer's credential, you will need to earn that BlendKit completion badge I just talked about. You have to submit and have graded a portfolio. You have to pay a nominal fee, and if you complete these criteria, you will receive an EDUCAUSE badge for your online portfolio. Again, that's a badge that will go inside EDUCAUSE underneath your portfolio. And you also get a certificate with your UCF EDUCAUSE Certified Blended Learning Designer credentials displayed. I reiterate, it's your decision. You guys get to decide how the BlendKit materials best work for you. You determine what successful completion of the BlendKit 2015 means for you. I reiterate, you choose with which of these opportunities you're going to engage. It's totally up to you to choose your path through each of these learning opportunities. We're just trying to further disseminate these resources. We found that when you're in a cohort, there's more of a sense of accountability and a little greater sense that you're actually taking action on your good intentions to use the resources like these. One of our other strategies for your success. Okay, so now I have a few caveats to go over. You'll get out of this experience what you put into it. Also, the Blendkit course materials are not perfect. They're far from it. It's not a one-size-fits-all type course, but you can use the content as a starting point and engage with colleagues. Folks from your own institution or maybe others from other institutions or maybe developing similar type courses. So make sure you really find out who's in our course and figure out what you can do. Let them stimulate how you're thinking and some of your actions and how you're going to develop that course. Then help us make the materials better so that we can put new versions online and benefit everybody in the process. Again, please feel free to contact Rohan or myself if you have feedback and or suggestions on the content or resources that we've provided. I will say that all of us have things to learn and we all have things to share. Even if you are new to blended learning, you are bringing a lot with you from your past teaching experiences in other contexts and in your past life experience that will benefit others. So look for these opportunities to engage and to connect with the other people as we proceed. Just a quick note, while today's orientation webinar was listed on the public-facing course schedule, I'm certain that most of our participants knew nothing about today's webinar until the reminder email or announcement went out this morning. However, we have distributed the recording link to everyone, and hopefully going forward, we'll all be aware that the weekly webinars will close the weekly module and activities and will occur on Mondays at 2 p.m. U.S. Eastern Standard Time, with the archived recording link posted as soon as possible afterwards. Please schedule time now to either participate in real time or to view the recordings weekly on a regular basis. Again, just want to talk about that we will close each week of content with our weekly webinar. This orientation webinar is just an exception since we wanted to kind of start talking with you and again, build that community. So just note that from here on out, our webinars will close each week. Okay. These are some of the ways we hope to bring to life the course expectations and opportunities that are online. That welcome overview being done, we want to spend the majority of our time today providing a brief guided tour of the way the course is set up and the way it works. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to my wonderful co-facilitator, Rohan, for the course overview. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Sue. Here's how we're going to deal with this guided tour. First, we're going to talk about how to access the course. As indicated by Sue, you will have access to BlendKit 2015 materials that is publicly available. However, I'm sure that most of you here will be official participants. If you have not yet registered, please make sure you are enrolled in the Canvas Network course. Make sure you're accessing everything via Canvas. If you are enrolled, you can just navigate to http://learn.canvas.net to come back to the course at any time. However, some of you may be just entering or finding the link to this course. So if you have not done so, you will need to enroll. I would encourage you to do so to join us on this learning journey. And you can access the information for this course at www.canvas.net. Once you have typed in BlendKit 2015, you'll be taken to the Canvas homepage for registration, as you can see in this location. Once you have registered, and I will show you the registration page, that's good. Once you have completed the registration process, you will now have access to BlendKit 2015. Once you enter the course, you should read the information on the home page. I've found out in the past if I do attempt to do things without reading the home page, I will get lost. So therefore, please take a few moments to familiarize yourself with our online learning environment. This familiarization process will be imperative for first-time users of Canvas. Let me also state that you will have access to the Canvas guide, which will allow you to do a quick search for help if needed. On the right of the home page, if you look carefully, you will be able to navigate to other areas of the course. Modules. I found modules to be the best way for navigation of this course site. Modules will allow you to view the weekly activities, assignments, and all relevant information regarding this course. Personally, I have viewed the Modules tab, as I indicated earlier, as the most important tab since it shows or connects you to the most relevant information. Assignment tab is also there. The Assignment tab will allow you to view all the assignments for this course. The other tabs are as stated. Overall, these tabs will allow you to have quick access to specific components of this course. However, as I stated earlier, your safe zone for finding all course information will be in the modules. I urge you to do what I have done in the past with most online courses I've enrolled in. Click to see where the navigation bar takes you. Play around with it. Once you have an idea where every key component will be located, you'll be more comfortable. Having read the information on the course page, it is now time to step into your course. To enter the course, you will need to click on the module section. And if we were to do that, it will take us to the module, which I'm not going to show you at this time. Please ensure that you read the information on the Start Here, and the Start Here will be located if you clicked on the icon below. The Start Here information is very important. So therefore, I want to spend a little time talking about this. Notifications. If you look, you will see notifications. You may decide how often you want to receive notification. It could be instantly, daily, or weekly. You can also set the features to indicate the frequency you'd like to receive them. So bear that in mind. Please take some time to read this information to ensure that you set your notifications appropriately. I want to talk a little about accessing the course, and we have done that in some detail, but I want to talk about other issues: calendaring the course, consuming information, and contributing resources and information. The modules. As I indicated earlier, I like using the modules to navigate this course. Let's take a look at the module area in greater detail. You will notice that the complete course is outlined in this section. All the activities and course information are connected to this page. I call it the hub of your Canvas BlendKit 2015. Therefore, if I wanted to view BlendKit 2015 schedule, and you might not be able to see it from this slide because of the position of it, I would click on the link provided, and it's right above if you're looking carefully on your devices. The link would then take me directly to BlendKit 2015 schedule. So I go in and I'm looking at what's next. So therefore I would see week 1. That's where I'm starting, and it's highlighted. And we're starting with understanding blended learning. We will begin every week with a facilitative message posted in the announcements in Canvas, just like we did today. And we'll end every week with a wrap-up webinar. If we were to click on the reading, it would take us to the weekly overview of our readings and assignments. And that's all in the BlendKit area now. Here we can see focus questions, objectives, readings. Week 1, this is just an example of it. You can see here we have provided the necessary information for your activities. We will close week 1 next week with our guest expert in blended learning, faculty Dylan Braff from the University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and Dr. Alicia Janoski of University of Central Florida. I want us to focus a little on week 1, since we're here. If we look carefully, we have everything outlined: links to the readings, short tasks for completion, and of course, a feedback. We would like you to give your feedback using the Google Doc for this purpose. All information will be anonymous outside of the learning management system. Looking at this module, I want you to understand the area highlighted in red will earn, if you complete these areas, you will earn a badge. If you've shared your URL or your blog URL or the blog URL's sharing document, and if the blog had a valid RSS feed, it will be added to our information stream. However, please note the word Blendkit, one word, should appear somewhere in any blog posting if you wish to appear in the information stream. Please understand, there's no pressure to blog, and it was not our intention to do so. But if you choose to post something about our Blendkit to your blog, our information stream is set to receive it. We want to look ahead at this point, so we're going to give a few points to wrap up this session. Just to recap, week 1 begins today. As shown here, the activities for this week are outlined. Both Sue and I and the team welcome you to the Blendkit learning journey. We will do our best to interact with you. Try to establish a weekly rhythm if it's all possible. We look forward to an interactive and meaningful course with you. You can begin earning your first set of digital badges by completing the following activities. I've just brought up Sue's slide to ensure that you understand what we're talking about. So if you completed the reading, webinar, DIY task, information stream, contribution, blog post and comment as outlined in Module 1 or Week 1, then you'll begin the process of learning and earning your badges. On behalf of the Blendkit 2015 team, I would like to say thanks for joining us and let the learning journey begin.